Hey everybody, what is up? Welcome back to Final Trade. We're going to take our 100-day post-release look at Ravnica Remastered Draft Box sales data off of TCG Player. In the whole pre-release period and now out 100 days post-release, it has sold 1,328 boxes at a total of $210,000 for an average price of $158 per box. Of course, the original wholesale on this was in the low 150s, and the break even was in the low 180s. So 158 average per box is not nearly enough for most card stores to be selling these profitably on this marketplace over the entire period. Now, we see this bonus buck sale that we had in late March, and it sold about 100 boxes during that sale, and we see that the price recovered very nicely afterwards, up by about $20 to $30 in the wake of that. And what to compare it against, of course, Dominaria Remastered draft boxes are a very, very good clean comparison, released at the same time in subsequent years. Both only had collector boxes and draft boxes, and so you can see, though, the difference in sales, where Ravnica Remastered had about $200,000 in cumulative sales of the draft boxes. Dominaria Remastered had close to $900,000, so nearly a 4.5 to 1 ratio in cumulative sales. And so that's interesting on its own. It's interesting how it's held up out here at 100 days post-release. Ravnica Remastered never had a big recovery after people actually saw what was in the set, how common the land cycle was, things like that. So I'm not sure if I think this means that there's a ton of it out there still in WotC's warehouse and in the distribution system and in card stores' back rooms, or if it means that maybe this was printed much, much shorter. I just can't tell at this point. Now, I'm going to put another setup here that I think is interesting to compare it against. It's Baldur's Gate. And you'll remember Baldur's Gate was originally sold at that half premium price point, the same as remastered sets get sold at. Not quite master set pricing, but not standard set pricing. And when we put up the red line here of Baldur's Gate set boxes, it's very interesting. So it outsold by about a 2.5 to 1 ratio on cumulative spin out to 100 days post-release of each respective product's lifetime. But the other thing to remember here, there's two things in fact to remember. One is that the draft boxes of Baldur's Gate were much, much better than the set boxes. They were a much better value, they were much better engineered, and so they would have taken up a greater percentage of the sales that set boxes got. Whereas generally set boxes outsold the same expansion's draft boxes by somewhere around 4 to 1 or 5 to 1. On Baldur's Gate, it would have been much more equal. And so if you factored that into here, we might double this, maybe even more. Maybe we only add, another 80% on top of this red line to factor in what the Baldur's Gate draft boxes would have accounted for on cumulative spend in order to get a non-collector box comparison between these two expansions. And the interesting part is not just that Baldur's Gate outsold Ravnica Remastered so much, but the slope of these two lines in between their release days and their 100-day post-release marks. You see, Ravnica Remastered leveled off a lot faster. It shallowed out a lot faster, meaning the sales rate slowed down quicker. In fact, Baldur's Gate still had a very nice sales rate out here 100 days post-release. And so even after Baldur's Gate was a fully known set, after everything was spoiled, after people had it in their hands, they were still willing to spend in between release day and 100 days post-release about $250-ish thousand on it, just on the set boxes, where on Ravnica Remastered draft boxes, people spent a little over $100,000 in that 100-day period on TCG Player. And so that's really odd to me. It's like the image of Ravnica Remastered is so tainted by it simply following in the footsteps of Dominaria Remastered, which itself is a awesome product and will do great in the long term. But its image is so tainted following Dominaria Remastered that even 100 days post-release, the sales never picked up. And I'm not really sure what I think it all means, what it means for potentially products sitting out there in the distribution system, what the future price action will be, what the long term price action will be. I do know that I wish I could catch some more of the Amazon flash dumps of this. I got in on one of the Amazon flash dumps for $120 per box earlier this week. And man, if I can get in on some more, I'll definitely buy it. I think we might hit a point 6 months from now where these boxes are finally, I won't say flooding into the market, but finally flowing into the market at a higher rate. And they turn into a really great box to open for singles. That's what I'm hoping for. Let me know what you think, guys. Thanks to everyone who makes this content possible, especially my very, very generous supporters on Patreon. I appreciate you all. Like, comment, and share, and subscribe, and join me on Final Trade.